Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, out on YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, and I want to welcome you to episode 11 of Unscripted. Now, as it's plenty of you already in chat, I see Troy Pacelli, Dee Penzak, Lady Mist, Big Al Presents. All right. As you can see, the show looks a little bit different tonight. And I want to let everybody know exactly why. Last night, I lost internet completely. All I have working right now, internet-wise, is my phone. Now, I did a test stream last night. Found out that this setup is pretty much worked for everybody, and they could see and hear me okay. So I decided to go with this instead of, because I didn't want to cancel the show. You guys mean the world to me, and I don't like to. I kind of feel like I'm ditching you guys, if I can't make a stream. So I am up to 185 subs. I want to thank each and every one of you. I was up at one point to 189. And then I went all the way back to 184, back to 85, back to 84. Now I'm up to 85 again. As those of you who are involved with YouTube full-time know, you tend to lose subs, and you can lose one or two, or in the case of a couple of people I know, you can lose 1,000 overnight. And this is just part of how YouTube is. Now, the other night, earlier in the week, I lost a number of views off of about 6 live streams that I did, and I went to YouTube support and reported this. And within hours, they cleared up the problem. So at the same time as I am unhappy with certain things that YouTube does, they did do me a solid this week. So YouTube support, thank you very much for restoring those views. Speaking of which, last week's episode of Unscripted was the most watched episode so far. It was up to 94 views the last time I checked. It might be over 100 by now. Not only is it the most watched episode of Unscripted, it is the second most watched live stream I have ever done. So I want to thank everybody who watched last week's show. Thank you very much for sticking by me and getting my content out there. Hello, Netters Network. Good to see you. In a couple of weeks from now, I am going to do a kind of an origin show. And we'll let everybody who's maybe not familiar with my YouTube origin story, I'm going to lay it all out there. That's going to be in a couple of weeks' time. You will also see that I left a link in the chat. Anybody who enjoys the show and wants to help me keep the lights on here so I can keep bringing you the show. Anything that you could do to help out in that area is appreciated. All right. So with my internet issues, hopefully out of the way sometime in the next 24 hours or so. If I do get back online tomorrow, get back online proper tomorrow, I am going to do a live, like a test live stream. I don't know exactly what time that's going to be. I might wait until after Midnight's Edge is done. But I'm going to do kind of like a test live stream like I did last night to make sure that everything is up and running and you all can see and hear me as you are supposed to. All right. Well, as I'm sure you are all well aware of by now, two anchors from the two major news networks were fired this week. And that, of course, is Tucker Carlson from Fox and Don Lemon from CNN. One of them, I think, is going to be missed at their network. The other one, maybe not so much. But I tell you, despite what you may think of both of these guys, whether you agreed with their opinions or not, and I want to stress that the shows that they did were opinion shows and not news shows. And I think that people kind of conflate the two. These men are being compared to Walter Cronkite. I think that's kind of wrong. Hello, Jedi Bill. Good to see you. Glad you can make it. I know you got a busy schedule tonight. Now, it could be said that Walter Cronkite had his own opinions and, occasionally interjected them into his broadcast. That is absolutely true. But he didn't forget to read the news. And as far as Carlson and Lemon are concerned, to me, they are not news readers. They are not journalists. They are opinion shows. Just like Hannity is an opinion show. When Alan Combs was on his show, it was more like Crossfire because you had someone from two sides of the aisle. And I kind of missed that on his show, because when Combs passed, they didn't bring anybody in to counterpoint Hannity, and he just became a straight up opinion show after that. CNN once had Crossfire back in the day, and they no longer do that program, to my knowledge. Deej Odyssey, hello. Good to see you. Our rabbit in the field. It's always good to see you. All right. Now, I want to stress this, that I have not watched cable television in a couple of years. And the reason for that was because I was getting tired of the reporting being skewed, to one side of the aisle to another. When I watch a news broadcast, just give me the facts. I don't want to hear what I don't want to hear the correspondent's personal politics. I don't want to hear the personal politics of the anchor. Just inform us, give us facts. That's something that regardless of what your personal politics might be. I think that that's something that we all deserve. We deserve honesty because we hear it so little, in actual life. We need somebody to come on and be honest with us, which is one of the main tenets of this program that I do. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. Now, you don't always have to agree. And there have been a couple of people who haven't from time to time, and they let me know it, and that's absolutely fine. But one thing that I am never going to do is lie to you. And as citizens of this country, we get lied to a lot. And the mainstream news media is responsible for a lot of that. They take talking points from whatever political party they support, and they just spew it out at us. And it's not right and it's not fair. And we have to go to alternate sources, because CNN, MSNBC, Fox, I don't think they have our best interests in mind. I think all of them are pushing their agenda. And we have to go someplace where there is no agenda. Just give us the facts and let us decide where we come down on a specific issue. I think we deserve that. And that's what we have to do. Now, this is not going to be an advertisement for a website or anything like that. If you like the Epic Times or Daily Wire or Mother Jones or The Hill or The Guardian, I'm not telling you where to go to get news or to get information. That's up to you. I'm just saying you go out there and you seek it out from alternate sources. And if you have to go to multiple sources to get every side to a story, then do so. What you have to understand about the mainstream news media, these are millionaires being given their marching orders by billionaires. You report on an issue a certain way, or you're fired, or we're going to cancel you. And I think that's what happened with Tucker Carlson. And I think that's what happened with Don Lemon as well. Like I said, I'm not here to defend either of their actions. I'm just here to say, you got to understand that they're both going to land on their feet. They're both millionaires already. They could write their own ticket. They're going to wind up somewhere. They're probably going to set up their own news programs on their own. I know the Daily Wire has already offered Tucker Carlson quite a bit of money. And he may go there. And if he does, great. But you have to understand that a lot of the mainstream press, are overrun with radical leftists. and if they don't like the reporting on a certain issue, January 6th, for example, if it doesn't follow the narrative that they have in their mind, or that or doesn't go along with political their personal political agenda from whatever party they feel that they're a part of, then they're going to get rid of you. And I think that's what happened with Tucker Carlson, at least partly what happened. The whole Dominion lawsuit, which I don't know enough about to get into, and I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I'm sure that was part of it, or at least an excuse that they could use. But, both of these men are going to land on their feet, and they are going to be replaced by people who will follow the marching orders that they're given. And the ones who are going to lose out are the American people. And not just American people, all right? Everybody around the world has the same problems. They have, politicians who don't have their best interest at heart. We don't have it here. They don't have it in Canada. They don't have it in Sudan. They don't have it in the Middle East. We are more alike than unlike, in that we have leaders who are lining their pockets while we suffer. And they have their own news media propping them up. And I know this is a dark subject matter that I'm going into, and I don't really like doing this part of shows, and I promise hopefully next week will be a little bit more fun, and we'll go into that. But my concern is that these people are going to lead us down a very dark road that that I don't think we can go down. I tell you, we just Benghazi, which is something I'm not going to go into Benghazi tonight, but maybe that I can do that in a future show, perhaps. Who knows? But yeah, we didn't get the whole story there either. And I still don't think we know everything that happened on that night. Again, the news media propping up politicians. Hillary Clinton going on and testifying about Benghazi, did you scrub the emails? Oh, you mean with a cloth? And she got away with that fucking answer. You said the media didn't hold anybody accountable for that. They didn't. The only ones who really did were Fox, because they were going after the Clintons at that time. They're not going to go after them anymore. And this is what I am talking about. We have to go to alternate sources. I found a couple here on YouTube, people who are just reporting the news. There's Agenda Free TV. I've watched that on a number of occasions. And the reporter there, I'm blanking on his name right now. He does not give his own personal opinion on a subject. He goes to multiple sources and he reports to us. You know, he reports the news. It's not an opinion show. It's not someone pushing an agenda during a news broadcast. It's, this is what happened today. This train derailed. This shooting happened. This person is giving a press conference. As Dee Penzak is saying in the press and is saying in the chat, just the facts. And that's all we ask for. Give us the facts, not agenda. You know. Hollywood has an agenda. The news media has an agenda. I'm going to talk about another group next week that has an agenda. Hello, Age Boomer. Good to be here. And everybody remember, drop the link into chat, please, Wrenches, Geeky Geezers, back at its usual time tonight, 9 o'clock. And, but I mean, that's all we ask for. We just want the facts, and we don't want an agenda. We don't want to hear it from people with money who have their own motives. Troy is saying, remember when Fox News said, we report, you decide, that's what I want. They don't provide that anymore. They don't. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped watching the network. Now, I want to go into the fact that these organizations obviously don't want to make money anymore. You know, understand that Fox and CNN pulled a Disney. You have Tucker Carlson, who had the highest rated show on Fox News. He's gone. They lost 1 million viewers and $1 billion in days. They just set everything on fire. Now, Don Lemon also had one of the highest rated shows, if not the highest rated show on CNN. Now he's gone. The people who stuck with him, they're going to go. You know, it's almost like, what, is Kathleen Kennedy running Fox? What the hell? You know, you know, there's this aversion to making money. And it's so easy the way that they can do it. And all they got to do is play to the base. All about the base. About that. No. Start that. Down, Megan Trainor. Goodbye. So, you know, it's I bet it's Rupert Murdoch. It is Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch is a leftist. He always has been. His kids are. You know, apparently Rupert Murdoch's latest wife is now leaving because she's upset over Tucker getting fired. I don't know if that's a true story or not, but it's pretty damn funny if it is. You know. But you know, these news organizations, they push these agendas on you, you know, and they try to scare people. You know, they're trying to make us afraid of the Russians. The Russians have to stand in a line around a block to get toilet paper. I'm not afraid of these people. There's no need to reignite the Cold War. We won that already. We're past that. Let's move on. Ukraine, I feel for the people who are caught in the crossfire. I do. But it's not our problem. Eventually, we will find out who did what on January 6th because we got lied to by the news media. Be afraid of Russia, forget about China. Yeah. China's the bigger threat right now, guys. They are. Again, the politicians and their news media, not the people. The people are being held behind barbed wire. They are being held in camps where you are forced to concentrate. Let's put it that way. If you leave everything to the people, to people like you and me, we will get along fine. We will. I'm willing to bet that most of the people who live in China are people that you can sit down and have a beer with or go fishing with. And I'll bet it's that way everywhere. We are the ones who have the true power. Otherwise, why would they have locked us up for 2 years? Maybe we'll also find out where's Waldo someday too. Yeah, actually, hold on. Oh, I missed that last thing. Okay. Own media and government oligarchs are a bigger threat to us than Russia and China combined. Our own media, I mean. Yeah. These are people who are trying to manipulate us. They're trying to scare us. They're trying to panic us. Look what they have done to the trans community. They've convinced these people that they are so under threat that they have now taken up arms and now they've killed people. And that didn't have to happen. And that was all because of media manipulation. They tricked these people into thinking that they are under this constant threat. And that's how it starts. All you got to do is just instill a little bit of fear into the public, wind them up, because that's what they think of us. They think we're a bunch of fucking wind-up toys. That's how they see us. You are too stupid, so we're going to educate you. Okay? You're just not seeing our brilliance, That's how they see us. And this is why I quit watching network news, cable news, why I quit watching commercial television, period. It's part of why I came here, and I'm going to go more into that in a couple of weeks. But we have a chance now to let these people know how we feel. We have a voice. I have this channel because someone said to me, you have a voice and you deserve to be heard. And we have to make our own content. We have to go out and seek independent news sources, independent media. Because the corporate media is not on our side. They are on their own side. And Dave is saying, just like the stormtrooper in Star Wars, move along, move along. Yeah, move along. Don't pay attention. No, don't look over there. No, look over here. It's like that joke on South Park with Saddam Hussein. Sit down, put your feet up, look over there. I tell you, South Park, love it or hate it, it got a lot right. Maybe I need to go back and start watching it again. Who knows? But okay, that was basically it. I don't want to bring the show down to, because this does get depressing to think about. But Carlson and Lemon are gone. They will be replaced by people who will play ball. Those men will land on their feet. We don't have to go worrying about them. They're going to be fine. They're going to make their money. And we can either take it or leave it. We seek out alternate sources, and we make our decisions from there. And like I said, I am not suggesting one over another. You go out and you find it on your own, as I have come to find it on my own. All right, now we're going to get to the fun part of the show, which is the What's on My Shelf segment. And this is something that I found, and I should have brought this up last week. As you know, I am a fan of a booktuber called Criminali, and every week he pulls a random book off of his shelf and talks about it. There's a white pill for everyone. Robert F. Kennedy is surging into polls over Biden if they manage to keep Orange Man off the ballot. Robert Kennedy Jr. Yeah. Yes, we have a Kennedy that's still alive, folks. He's shaping up to be a possible candidate against Biden. I think he has the best shot within the Democratic Party to dethrone Biden. And thank you, Jedi Bill. Coming from you, I take that as a great compliment. What is a booktuber? Okay. There is a sort of a category within YouTube that's referred to as a booktuber. And these are people who usually review books, or, they review books. They will read books. There's a fellow I follow who's doing an audio version of Blood Meridian right now. Paulie has been reading, Paulie Latino Slant, he's been reading Heat 2 on the air. And, I've gotten to know a couple of these people, over the last year or so. And they do some pretty fascinating stuff. And Criminali is my favorite one. And he has this thing going on right now called the 100 Book Challenge, where he's trying to read 100 books in a year. He'll probably get there. I'm sure he's like probably most of the way through it already, as fast as he reads. But so the book that I want to bring up is actually a graphic novel, and it is by Mark Verheiden and John Bolton, and it is the 40th anniversary edition of Evil Dead. And there's the back cover. And some of the artwork. They got Bruce pretty well, I think. All right. There's where a girl turns at the beginning. So yeah, written by Mark Verheiden, art by John Bolton, from the story by Sam Raimi, and there's Evil Dead. And one of the things that I like to do is pull a movie off of my shelf and talk about it for a moment or two. And I have a Batman movie that I think is going to be better than the Flash movie that we're about to receive. And this is Batman Year One, based on the Frank Miller comic. There's the back cover. Is the same on the back. Digital code. And we have the Blu-ray and the 4K. And you have Bryan Cranston as Gordon. Ben McKenzie as Batman. Eliza Dushku as Catwoman. Katie Sackhoff is in it as well. So read the graphic novel and see Batman Year One. It's pretty good. Kind of the early days of Gordon and Bruce Wayne. So those are my picks for this week. All righty. If there are those of you who are watching this broadcast who are new to the channel, thank you very much for sticking through this much of the show. It's not usually this ranty, I usually like to talk about fun subjects, but this was something that I kind of had to get off my chest about the mainstream media. Next week, I'm going to be talking about film critics and how they've kind of let us down. H Boomer saying, I think Arrow Video is having a sale. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. Also, something that I wanted to bring up in the show is, speaking of Aged Boomer and Troy Pacelli and Geeky Geezers, I was on a review roundtable for the Super Mario Brothers movie. And Super Mario Brothers has made over $1 billion now. It hit $1 billion in 26 days, and that's before getting to Japan and Korea, which we're going to find out the numbers from there probably in the next day or two. But so yeah, fans of the Mario movie, well done. Film critics let us down with the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yes, they did, and I'm going to be talking about that next week. And I'm glad that the movie is doing well and that people like it, because it's a good family movie. You know, you can take your kids to this and not have to worry about the content or having to explain anything to your kids. And the movie's only an hour and a half. So you can, your kids aren't going to get restless or tired. They're going to be entertained. All right. Going to see that with my BFF. Cool. Good. I wanted to go see Sisu, but the theaters in my town are not showing it. I'm going to have to go into, if I see it, I'm going to have to go into Charleston to see it, and I try not to. I try not to go into Charleston any more than I have to anymore. Now, like I was saying, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please subscribe, hit the like, comment, all that good stuff. Make sure to hit the bell icon for notifications, because I've heard from a couple of people that they're not getting notifications from my channel. So make sure you have that bell icon ready to go. And hopefully everyone will be able to see my shows. As I said, last week's episode was the most watched episode so far. And not only the most watched episode, the second most watched live stream I have ever done. So I'm really happy about that. My number one live stream was the my unboxing of ISOM #1. So check that video out. Scroll down through the playlists; it's in there. Yeah, all of my videos are kind of easily accessible now. So feel free to go back and watch some of the older shows. All right. Also, I left a link in the chat if you want to help me keep the lights on here and keep bringing you the show. By all means, anything that you could do to help out is appreciated. Okay, so this is the part of the show where I like to turn the floor over to those of you who are in the chat. So if you have any questions or anything that you would like to suggest talking about, or if you have a movie or a TV show or a book that you think is getting slept on, now is the time. As I take a sip. Just kidding. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is officially yours. I'll wait for you to type. All right. Any May the 4th plans? Not at present. I'll most likely be working or something along those lines. But no specific plans. And speaking of May the 4th, Return of the Jedi has returned to theaters for its 40th anniversary, and I understand is doing quite well. Any interest in the new Mission Impossible film? I am very interested in the new Mission Impossible film. It is my number one most anticipated movie of 2023. And I have that video up right now on the channel. If you scroll through the playlists, it's in my 2023 movie review section. It's the first video on there, and I am really looking forward to Mission Impossible, especially now that they have moved up the release date for that movie, and it will be in direct competition with Indy 5. So I think I think Cruise is going after Disney, man. He just threw down the gauntlet. He's going after Disney and Lucasfilm. Any movies I'm curious about? Dune 2. That's another one I really want to see. Equalizer 3, which I haven't seen the trailer for yet. I might do like a trailer reaction for that. Last Voyage of the Demeter. I'm really curious about that one. I hope that's good. I hope that's really good. There's a movie called Shelby Oaks that's based on the web series. I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see where that goes. It's got a good cast. First time featured director. A guy who I was about to say former film critic himself, but he's not. He's still occasionally reviews movies. But yeah, there are a few that I'm curious about. I'm trying to remember what I had down on my list. Extraction 2 looks really good. What's in your Blu-ray player right now? I think the most recent one that I sat down and watched was Wizard of Oz. That's a recent one. I've been rewatching season 3 of NYPD Blue, and I've got some other ones down here that I've been meaning to get to. It's just a matter of finding the time to sit down and watch. Okay, Geeky Geezers is going to be starting in about 10 minutes, so I want to wrap the show up in probably the next 5 minutes or so. Does anybody have any more questions before I wrap up the show? What's interesting to you? What are you all looking forward to? Great show tonight. Thank you. Like I said, the next week's show is going to be about film criticism, and I am. And the week after that, and this is all assuming there isn't any breaking news, I'm going to. By the way, audio and video has been great. Good. I'm glad everybody is not having any trouble seeing me tonight. And 2 weeks from now will be my origins. Will be my YouTube origin story episode, and you're going to find out why I got involved with YouTube and and how I ended up here with my own show. And that might be that might be like an extended show. I'm thinking of maybe starting that show a little bit earlier, like maybe going like an hour and a half or 2 hours long with that. So stay tuned. All right. If there isn't anything else, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Al, Troy, Aged Boomer, Lady Mist, Connie, Jedi Bill, D. Penzak, and everybody I might have missed along the way. Once again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications, hit the like, comment on the show. And I left a link in the chat if you want to help keep the lights on here at the show. Any assistance in that would be greatly appreciated. All right. Yes, Geeky Geezers, 9 o'clock. I will be modding in the chat as usual. Great show. Thank you, Connie. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up from HQ. Take care. Stay strong, because this is how we win. I'll see you over on Geeky Geezers. Have a good night.